Good morning, my name is Matthew Hugo from Weather Commerce, and this is this morning's weather brief on Wednesday the 6th of July. Today's weather brief will cover a summary on the West European 5-day average temperatures, the UK, Europe, Scandinavian precipitation, and finally global weather alerts. We will start by taking a summarised look at the mean surface temperatures across Europe. In between days 11 and 15 there is generally little or no significant changes from previous days, and that is for temperatures to be either near or trending slightly below climate averages, particularly across central and eastern areas of Europe, including Switzerland, Germany and Austria, for example. Again, there is no significant divergences or differences compared with previous forecasts between days 6 and 10. Temperatures are forecast to either remain near or again trending just slightly below climate averages across most areas by around 1 to 3 degrees. And finally, between days 2 and 5, no expected surprises, and that is for temperatures to be generally near to climate averages across most areas of Europe. And now taking a look at the United Kingdom in some closer detail. And the latest UK model comparison graph is very similar to previous days, and within the 11 to 15 day time period, covering the weekend of the 16th and 17th of July for example, the majority of all of the available forecast models maintain temperatures to be either near or trending 1 to 2 degrees below a climate mean of around 16 or 17 degrees Celsius. Between days 6 and 10, as we move beyond the weekend of the 9th and 10th of July, again model agreement and consistency is quite good to suggest that temperatures will either be near or again trending 1 to 2 degrees below climate averages. This is in association with a relatively cool and unsettled weather pattern which is forecast to develop and persist across the United Kingdom for several days. The following weather chart for Saturday the 9th of July helps to illustrate this expected temperature trend, with an area of low pressure forecast to be dominant across the United Kingdom, producing relatively cool west or northwesterly winds and also unsettled conditions. These unsettled and cool conditions are forecast to continue well into the opening week and the 10th and 11th of July, and hence the reason why temperatures are forecast to be either near or just trending slightly below climate averages. Finally, within the short term, the change to cooler conditions after recent warm weather is forecast to continue to take place during the course of the 5th and 6th of July. Much cooler and more unsettled conditions are forecast to develop across most areas, and confidence levels are high to suggest that temperatures will be around 1 or 2 degrees below a climate mean of 16 degrees Celsius as we approach the weekend of the 9th and 10th of July. It is also worth highlighting that there has been little or no signals from any of the forecast models for numerous days for temperatures to be either significantly above or below climate averages over the next 7 to 14 days. And now taking a look at the expected European temperatures in some closer detail. In between days 11 and 15, confidence levels are medium to suggest that temperatures will be either near or trending slightly below climate averages, particularly across central and eastern areas of Europe, including Switzerland, Germany, Austria and Italy for example, and this general signal across the majority of Europe has been evident for numerous days now. Using the latest Austria model comparison graph as an example of some central and eastern areas of Europe, you can see that within the highlighted red circle covering the 11 to 15 day time period, the majority, if not all, of the available forecast models do have temperatures trending slightly below climate averages. Confidence levels are medium to high to suggest that temperatures are likely to be below climate averages by a couple of degrees, but given that there is model divergence, there is uncertainty just how below temperatures are likely to be during and beyond the weekend of the 16th and 17th of July. Between days 6 and 10 there has been very little change compared with yesterday and previous days, and that is for temperatures across the majority of Europe to be either near or once again just trending a couple of degrees below climate averages. This is in association with relatively cool conditions, particularly across some central and also northern regions of Europe in particular. Using the latest Benelux model comparison graph as an example, you can see within the highlighted red circle, generally covering the 6 to 10 day period, that temperatures are forecast to be generally near or just trending slightly below climate averages by 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. There has been model agreement and consistency for this temperature trend. As a result, confidence levels are generally medium or perhaps even medium to high for this forecast period. It is once again of worth to note that there has been little or no significant models signalling either extremes of temperatures, whether above or below climate averages. And finally, within the short term over the next 2 to 5 days, temperatures are very benign with regards to them being very close to climate averages. No significant deviations away from the climate means are expected within this time period, and again temperatures are forecast to be very close to climate averages, though perhaps just trending slightly below across some countries including the UK and France for example. And now taking a look at the expected precipitation totals across Scandinavia, and a trend from recent days continues today, and that is for many areas of Norway to have Precipitation totals well above climate averages over the next 7 to 10 days, with perhaps as much as 125 millimetres of rainfall. In contrast, many areas of Sweden and also Finland are forecast to have precipitation totals generally nearer to climate averages. Finally, within the long term, as we move towards and beyond mid-July, a more uniform precipitation total is forecast across Scandinavia, with many areas forecast to have precipitation totals very close to climate averages, with little signal for any extremes of precipitation. And now taking a look at global weather alerts, which highlight significant deviations from normal. And the trend from previous days continues today, and it is worth to highlight that many southern areas of Brazil are forecast to have temperatures at least 6 to 8 degrees below climate averages over the next 7 to 10 days at least. Mean surface temperatures between 0 and 5 degrees are expected, along with the threat of some winter precipitation at times. Above or potentially well above average precipitation totals are forecast across many central, southern and also eastern regions of China over the next 7 to 14 days. Some particularly heavy and thundery downpours may result in excess of 150 millimetres in some instances, which is comfortably 200 to 300% of normal. Some localised flooding may well occur in association with any torrential thundery downpours over the next 7 to 14 days. And finally, it is also worth to highlight that many eastern and also southeastern areas of Europe are forecast to have temperatures well above climate averages over the next 7 to 14 days. A feed of very warm and hot conditions from the south and southeast is forecast to result in temperatures rising to at or above 35 degrees Celsius, which equates to surface temperatures at least 6 to 8 degrees above climate averages. Thank you for listening to today's weather brief. Goodbye.